You may never thought of this, but why do you feel shame when you make a mistake? I'm going to show you why you feel shame when you make certain mistakes and why you may not feel shame when you make other mistakes. There are specific ways that your shame gets triggered, but you need to know what they are. There's certain things underneath all of it that trigger your shame. I'm going to show you what those things are and help you identify those things inside of yourself. So as a therapist in my office, people come in oftentimes to talk about their mistakes, or they come in to talk about their partner's mistakes. But if they're with their partner, then their partner gets triggered into a lot of their shame. Sometimes they get triggered into their own shame when they talk about their mistakes. Now, when we look at it, sometimes they can talk about their mistakes with no shame. It's easy for them to own what they've done, to deal with it, to face it, and to move forward. Sometimes they can't look at it. It's so difficult. And here's the reason why. What triggers our shame is our unwanted identities. So you need to understand first what shame is. Shame is the fear of abandonment or rejection. It's the fear that somebody is seeing me as flawed and unlovable. So if I have some unwanted identities, for example, if I believe that I'm stupid, that I'm not good enough and I'm stupid, and that's one of my identities at my core, because of my life experiences, that's what I believe. And then I talk about a mistake that has to do with me doing something stupid, that's gonna be really difficult for me to talk about that mistake. Because deep down at my core, I have this unwanted identity. It's an identity, I don't want it, but it's a real identity for me. And now somebody else is seeing it. Somebody else is talking about it. That's when shame kicks in. That's when my brain goes into fight or flight mode in order to get out of that horrible feeling of shame. Sometimes I ask my clients to dig down deep and discover their unwanted identities, to look at the things that they really don't want people to see. And that assignment is very difficult for them because think about it, they do everything they can to not show that to people. And I'm asking them to put it on paper and talk about it with me. Now, why is that beneficial? Here's the reason why it's beneficial. Once you identify your unwanted identities, then you can start to challenge them. They're pretty subconscious, they're just in us. But once you see them, you can say, you know what, I don't want to believe that anymore. I'm not going to believe I'm stupid anymore. I'm not going to believe I'm ugly anymore or not enough anymore. I feel that way at my core, and I'm going to bring it up and bring it out and face it and deal with it so that I don't have to believe that anymore. So if you feel triggered by a lot of your mistakes and people seeing those mistakes, that means you might have to do some hard work. Dig down deep to those faulty core beliefs. Bring them up to the light and let the light kill them. And as you do that, you won't be triggered by your mistakes anymore. Okay, I want you to stop for a second, pull out your journal or just pull out a sheet of paper and start to write out your faulty core beliefs. And I'll give you a hint. If you're not uncomfortable doing it, then you're not doing it right. It will be uncomfortable to put on paper these deep-seated beliefs of shame that you have about yourself. So sit down, write it out, write as many as you possibly can, and just see what comes out on paper. I challenge you. Everybody makes mistakes. Think about it. If everybody makes mistakes, but it's the people that can own their mistakes and learn from them that create strength from that. They create growth. They create good, amazing things from the mistakes that they've made. Shame shuts that down. When you make a mistake and you're triggered into shame, then you're too worried about protecting yourself from that fear than you are about processing what that mistake is. The difference between guilt and shame, guilt says I did something wrong, I did something bad. Shame says I am bad, I am wrong. It's an identity that you can't escape from. When you feel guilt for your mistakes, then you can fix it, you can move forward, and you can grow from it. If you found this video interesting or helpful, then you'll really like my other video, What Does Shame Feel Like in Your Body? It will help you identify your shame so that you can get down to those faulty core beliefs.